We got to talk about Liz Cheney. This woman is leaning hard into perceived victimhood. This woman who wanted us to believe she was like the biggest champion for pro-life policies, who now is endorsing a woman who wants abortion on demand in all 50 states. That's Liz Cheney.
In the wake of a political storm that has shaken the foundations of Washington, Kash Patel has emerged as a figure demanding accountability in a saga that continues to captivate the nation. With accusations swirling like wildfire, the controversial call for an FBI probe into former Representative Liz Cheney's role in the January 6th committee investigations promises to redefine the boundaries of political warfare. As conflicting narratives emerge, one side accusing Cheney of secret witness tampering and the other decrying politically motivated investigations, the confrontation transcends individual disputes to challenge the integrity of our democratic institutions. The January 6th committee and a divided Capitol. The events of January 6, 2021 have left an indelible mark on American politics, precipitating the formation of a high-profile congressional panel tasked with uncovering the circumstances that led to the breach of the U.S. Capitol. In the charged atmosphere that followed the attack, the January 6th committee was born, a bipartisan endeavor in name, but in practice one that soon found itself embroiled in deep partisan divides. Central to the committee's investigation was Cassidy Hutchinson, a witness whose testimony illuminated the chaotic hours leading up to and during the Capitol assault. As the committee amassed thousands of pages of testimony and an 800-page report, the narrative that emerged was clear. There were profound failures in leadership and accountability, but not everyone was convinced by the committee's work. Republicans, spearheaded by figures like Representative Barry Loudermilk of Georgia, began questioning the legitimacy and methodology of the investigation. They contended that the panel's composition and aggressive tactics were politically charged, designed to implicate former President Donald Trump and his inner circle. The allegations soon shifted focus towards the conduct of key witnesses. Allegations unveiled.
Clearly, Liz Cheney didn't want a fair hearing on the January 6th committee. That's clear. She wanted to condemn Donald Trump, and she knew her media allies would print everything she said, and anything that was exculpatory would be ignored. So Liz Cheney had she had cover to do this dishonest thing.
At the heart of the brewing controversy lies the case against former Representative Liz Cheney, whose involvement in the January 6th committee has now come under renewed scrutiny. A damning interim report issued by a House Administration Oversight Subcommittee chaired by Representative Barry Loudermilk levied serious allegations against Cheney. According to the report, Cheney is accused of engaging in secret communications with Cassidy Hutchinson, allegedly without the knowledge of her legal counsel. This claim, the report contends, constitutes witness tampering and may even breach federal law by attempting to influence testimony. The allegations are not without explosive implications. Critics argue that by allegedly assisting Hutchinson in securing new counsel, Cheney not only compromised the integrity of the testimony, but also subverted the legal process designed to protect the rights of witnesses. In a scathing rebuke, Cheney dismissed the accusations as part of a calculated effort to distort the truth and deflect responsibility from the actions of the former president. She argued that the committee's proceedings laid bare a damning record of leadership failures on January 6th, a day that revealed the true nature of political recklessness. Her defenders, including Hutchinson's legal team, have insisted her actions were fully within the bounds of her duty, and any suggestion of impropriety is nothing more than a politically motivated attack intended to undermine the investigation. The controversy has not only put Cheney's legacy on the line, but has also intensified the partisan divide. While Republicans insist that the evidence point to a deliberate attempt to tamper with the witness, Democrats and Cheney's supporters view the allegations as a desperate bid to rewrite the historical record. Kash Patel's emergence. In this politically charged environment, Kash Patel has stepped into the spotlight, his actions and statements injecting yet another layer of complexity into the unfolding drama. Patel's career, which spans roles as a federal public defender, DOJ prosecutor, and national security advisor, has been marked by his willingness to challenge established narratives. His recent demand for an FBI investigation into Cheney's alleged witness tampering represents a bold and some would say incendiary move that resonates deeply with Trump's base. Patel's rise to prominence has been fueled in part by his outspoken critique of what he and his allies describe as the deep state, a shadowy network of bureaucrats and officials who, according to him, work against the interests of the American people. In his memoir, Government Gangsters, The Deep State, The Truth and the Battle for Our Democracy, Patel paints a picture of systemic corruption and political retribution that has, in his view, infiltrated the institutions meant to uphold the law. His call to have the FBI all over Cheney's case is seen by many in his camp as a necessary step towards reining in a system that has, in their eyes, become weaponized against political adversaries. Prominent conservative voices, including former news anchor Bill O'Reilly, have backed Patel's stance. O'Reilly's remarks describing Patel as salivating for the opportunity to launch an investigation underscore the fervor that now surrounds this issue. Yet for critics, Patel's demands signal a dangerous precedent, one where political allegiances can dictate the course of justice rather than impartial investigations based on fact and law. The potential ramifications of Patel's intervention are profound. If his call for an investigation gains traction, it could not only escalate the ongoing battle over the legacy of January 6th, but also shape the future of oversight within federal law enforcement agencies. The deep state narrative.
I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops.
Central to the controversy is the pervasive narrative of the quote-unquote deep state, a term that has come to embody fears of a hidden network undermining democratic processes. Kash Patel's writings and public statements have been instrumental in popularizing this narrative among Trump loyalists. According to Patel, the deep state compromises high-ranking officials within the FBI, DOJ, and other agencies, a cabal that he alleges routinely obstructs the will of the people by shielding political elites from accountability. This narrative has gained further traction in the wake of Patel's demand to investigate Liz Cheney. By framing her actions as part of the larger pattern of institutional subterfuge, proponents of the deep state theory argue that Cheney's involvement in the January 6th committee is not an isolated event, but rather one example of a broader effort to manipulate the judicial and legislative processes for political ends. While many dismiss the deep state narrative as mere conspiracy theory, its influence on public discourse can't be underestimated. The idea that a hidden network is orchestrating events from behind the scenes has found receptive ears among those disillusioned by traditional power structures. Implications for U.S. democracy. As the dust settles, the long-term implications for American democracy loom ominously on the horizon. The intense scrutiny of the January 6th committee's work, coupled with the polarizing demands of figures like Kash Patel, signals a potential redefinition of how political accountability is pursued in the United States. On one hand, supporters argue that relentless investigations are necessary to unearth the truth behind one of the nation's darkest hours. On the other, critics fear that such pursuits risk devolving into politically motivated witch hunts that undermine the impartiality of our legal institutions. Now it's time to hear from you. Will this battle for accountability restore trust in our institutions or further erode the foundations of democracy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.